Hello and welcome to the Great British Model Railway Show 2024 at the Gaydon Motor Museum.
Not necessarily themselves, but I mean, Helgen and Dakar, the dumping policy now.
That's the thing with railway modelling that people don't realise, though, that it's not just the railways, it's the scenery.
No, the scene around it, yes. Yeah.
And quite often people who aren't interested in railways at all will find something to, you know, in the scenery.
Well, my wife used to do that. She enjoyed the little scenes. Trains were nice, but the scenes were better.
Oh, I absolutely adore it because it really is like a 3D photograph.
Very good. It's good. That's what I'm doing.
I've no interest in it.
No, okay,
Talking about HM7000, I've invested in a power pack for our garden railway for one of the two loops to have HM7000 because it makes a lot of sense in a garden railway to be able to stand wherever you want and control,
move around.
control the locos. It's perfect for it. Now, I've actually used the right power pack, and a lot of people were debunking HM7000 when they were just trying to run it through an ordinary 12-volt power point, you know, or turn up their controller and expect it to work. Now that you know that misinformation is gradually working its way, you know, filtered out of the system and so on, what's the feedback you're getting on HM7000? Is there quite a big take up on it?
Yeah, definitely it's growing. Definitely is growing, and we see that with app downloads, with products we sell, decoders, etc. Chat on forums. You know, there are people that are evolving over to it from being sort of standard analog. So yeah, it's definitely a growing thing. But with all technology, though, there becomes more complexity to things that can and can't go wrong. And you know, HM7000 is a very accessible product. This was always designed to give, you know, digital on a bigger scale. You know, Hornby, we're an accessible brand, so it's about the usership and how easy it is to use and the price points to enter versus potentially some of the higher end options. But it's definitely in growth, and as more and more people are doing it and more people are posting their own videos and their own experiences, that's educating people to essentially debug other problems out there that maybe some people come across, because you know, sometimes you get myths, some people don't follow the instructions properly, and you know, I think we're all guilty of never reading the instructions, and the first thing we then do is go to YouTube to learn how to do it. And the great thing is, because so many people are now putting YouTube content out there of, you know, whether they're really professional reviews or whether they're down to sort of, you know, someone in their lounge and whatnot, they're all grand. And I think that's what gives people a lot of confidence, that a wide breadth of people can actually do this, and then they go off and do it themselves, and 9 times out of 10, maybe more than that, they have a pleasant experience.
I mean, for me, the beauty of it is it's so much easier to use. I mean, DCC has always put me off because, for one thing, you're sending the signal down the track.
Yeah.
You're sending it directly to the loco, which makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
It's also much easier to program. It's just a much more user-friendly system.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, it's an involvement of time. You know, if you think back to when DCC was first launched, and you mentioned there weren't Bluetooth, you know, people would be asking you to open your mouth and have a look inside it. Probably, oh, you about Bluetooth? You know, so technology. The point I'm making is obviously technology has evolved to make things easier, simpler, cheaper, more of a streamlined, easier process, and we've gone with that, and the Bluetooth side of it has proved to be very popular. But of course you don't have to use Bluetooth as well, so obviously HM7000, you can be DCC if you wish it to be, but I think a lot of people that maybe don't like the idea of Bluetooth, so they'll go a DCC route, but the great thing about HM7000, essentially it's pretty much a flick of a button, so when you're ready to take that plunge and use the app, it's a lot easier. And of course the sounds are free as well, which helps.
Yeah. And moving on to other products, the Era 1, Locomotion 1, I've seen it running here. It looks absolutely fantastic. So it's building a kind of, I've noticed amongst the people that contact me, there's more people now saying, well, hold on a minute, we're now getting to the point that there's enough locos in stock to make Era 1 layouts realistic. Yeah. So without going into products, are we going to see more Era 1, or are we just going to see a consolidation of where we are? Well,
I mean, obviously I'm not going to tell you any forward announcements, but I think the simple thing is if something is working, then why not do more of it, or why not continue with it? And it has proved out to be a really interesting move. Again, if you were to go back in time and someone's to stand here and suggest and say, oh, we're going to do Era 1, I reckon most people would say that's a waste of time. Who's interested in that? And the reality is that I don't think people sometimes realise that they might like something until they actually get to experience it and see it. And that's what's happened with Era 1. And believe me, it's a really, really complex thing to develop because there's such little information out there. And you know, we have a lot of work goes into actually sort of getting them accurate. And of course, these things changed over time. So it wasn't like mainstream production of locos, you know. So it's very, very niche and difficult subject matter to do. But the model is absolutely great. And then, you know, I'd say now, you know, the last few shows that we've done, having working locomotion there, people are just going absolutely mad for it.
It's astounding the way you've actually got the motion to work. It's just brilliant.
And there's a guy that came here earlier, and he said, well, I couldn't have that. It wouldn't fit within my era of what I'm modelling. You think, well, I bet you in a year or two you'll look at that and think, oh, I'll have a go. Or maybe you'll see a locomotion going up a mainline railway in a year or so, and you think, well, actually, maybe I can actually put that on my modern layout. But back to your point about actual Era 1 layouts, I think that's going to be a really exciting thing to see, because to model that period of history, you know, there's not as much information out there of what a street would look like, or what, you know, you wouldn't have cars around, or whatever else. The great thing is trees and grass and scenics have never changed. You can get that bit right. But you know, with any figures, of course, the clothes that they're wearing, there's all these other little things that have got to come into it. So I'm very excited to see Era 1 layouts, because someone else has now got the tough job of researching it to get it accurate. Although, will we actually know if it was accurate with such little photography, if any, of that period? Does it actually give an opportunity to be more creative? You know, like you could do something a bit wild and someone say, that's not right, prove me wrong. You necessarily can't.
And the other area of growth and the other feedback that I've been getting is TT120.
Yep.
We started producing buildings for TT120. You
Thank you.
Come and have a look at the stand.
I will do.
Basically, what we're trying to do is populate the line with buildings.
Yes.
And it's an open field at the moment.
Yeah.
So there's plenty to go at. But we've noticed a lot of people, when we first started doing it 2 years ago, there weren't any sales, and then recently people have started saying to us, well, we've had the set now for a couple of years, we're now building a layout.
Yes.
And once you've got to that stage, that's something that's embedded then, that's going to stay.
Definitely, yeah. You've actually hit the nail on the head there. You know, some people will flirt with an idea, and when you start to hear those kinds of things of, you know, we're going to pin it down now, that's a commitment, and that's exactly what we want, and that's exactly what we thought would happen. And those things don't happen overnight. You know, you do read and hear of some people that have doubted it and criticised doing it in the first place. TT has a space in this way. It does something different to what other scales do, and you know, it isn't really there to convert existing model railway or 00 roads over to TT. That's not the objective. The objective is to bring more people in, because the more people that come into this hobby, fill the rooms like this and get some model trains, that benefits all.
Yeah.
You know, that benefits absolutely everyone. So TT is doing a great job, and we're already seeing a very high percentage of people that are modelling TT or buying TT aren't people that were in the model railway fraternity 6, 12, 18 months ago. So it's actually doing a great thing for the hobby, and that's what we wanted it to do. So we're very happy.
Well, that's the other thing as well, because with a lot of people were debunking it and why another scale and what, you know, why do we need another scale? What people forget is if you look outside the little bubble which is Britain, TT120 is already established.
Yes, yeah.
You're actually opening Hornby out to a European market.
Yes, no, definitely.
And that's what people forget.
Yeah.
You're actually opening up quite a bit.
Yeah, we're not really the true innovators in this one. Definitely not, and it's quite surprising. Well, it has been done before, of course, but in more recent years, it's quite surprising it hasn't happened before. And it is an amazing scale because the level of detail that you'll get for a size, you know. And you mentioned about Europe. Obviously, we have European railway brands, Arnold, in our portfolio, and we already work with them on cross projects as well. You know, the recent Chirax wagons came out. They weren't developed by the UK team; they were developed by the Arnold team. So we can share things to grow. They use our track, etc., etc. So yeah, there's plenty of scope and lots to come there.
And to round off,
yeah, carry on. I'll deal with that in a minute. Massive derailment.
Yeah, to round off, obviously there's lots of new product launches recently and so on. Looking forward in the next couple of years, anything that you can tell us Hornby related that won't sort of give away any secrets, but you know what I mean? There's sort of any...
I'm a nightmare at giving away things. I have to keep really trying my hardest to keep very purse-lipped, but there's a lot of development going on. The guys back at Margate are working really hard on different things. So there's going to be some exciting things coming through next year. We've got an announcement in a month or so's time. So there's something coming there. There's more in January. So there's plenty of things coming through, and hopefully coming through in good time as well.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
They are available on here, but these are just, I've got them on loan from Smoke Model.
Collaborate.
Well, with the website, made them for me, and then put them in your product cart, you know.
No wonder this joint keeps going, I keep setting it incorrectly. Yeah, I think we're done. Yeah, you whack them first.
Oh, wonderful. So this is the one taken right back to
Lambourne Valley Railway.
Lambourne Valley Railway condition. Absolutely fantastic. Wow. And the lining, exquisite.
I didn't do the lining, I paid Ian Rathbone to do that.
It's still exquisite.
Yeah, he's still the best loco painter in the business.
Yeah.
Billy says, please like and subscribe. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Richard Proudman, Rail Brand Manager for Bachman Europe.
You mentioned the LNWR coaches. Did you take a look at them?
Yeah, of course. So this is our latest new tooling announcement. We've made several new tooling announcements over the last quarter. This is the last of 6, and this is our LNWR 50-foot arc roof coaches in 00 scale from Bachman branch line. For these models, we've gone to every length to model the prototypes that were first built around the turn of the 20th century. So these are over 120 years old. So a lot of research has gone into finding historical information, documents, drawings, consulting with experts like the LNWR Society, and what we have come up with we really think is something special indeed, and we hope you agree.
the pre-grouping is an area that is growing, we've noticed, and obviously it works very well with locomotives that you've already launched.
That's right, yeah, we've got LNWR coaches in our range already, or we've already produced them in previous years. Pre-grouping authentic coaches are something that are quite few and far between in 00 scale. We did the birdcage coaches for the SECR, we've done the LSWR cross-country coaches in our EFE rail brand, but these are the first time an authentic LNWR coach has been produced. So we're looking forward to seeing the reaction to these lovely new models.
And when are they, obviously they're in development, but do you have a time scale? That
these should be in shops in the first half of 2025, so 6 to 9 months away. In the next British Railway announcements on the 6th of November, we'll be revealing the full details such as specific item numbers, liveries and marine numbers. As you can see, we've got 3 liveries to start with, the original LNWR, the LMS, and then representing the coaches that were given to the Midland and Great Northern Railway. And 6th of November we'll have the full fine details so people can go to their retailers and place their orders.
And Bachman have, for me, really kick-started 009 and then 7mm narrow gauge has really exploded with Bachman getting involved, because people can buy locomotives, over the counter and coaches and so on. And we've seen, as a business, we've seen an expansion of interest in 009 and 7mm narrow gauge, almost exactly with the timing of Bachman's involvement. Have you noticed is this a strong growth area for Bachman?
Yeah, certainly. 009, which we started about a decade ago, our first announcements were made in 2014 for 009. And since we brought those products to market, there's been a lot of demand for more models, so we've gone on and made more locomotives, more coaches, wagons, and we do the scene craft models to complement them. And I think you can see with the developments from people like Pico, they've gone on to do more track types, more track versions, and expand their range. So clearly they're seeing demand for the parts that are needed to build a layout. So it's not just people collecting the models, they're actually making new layouts, building on new projects and adding to their own layouts maybe. And then this year we obviously released the NG7 models, starting off with the range of the Quarry Hunsets and the complementary wagons and scene craft models, and they've had a good reception so far. It's a bit early to say exactly how that will pan out, but we're quite happy with how people have responded to that news. Obviously there wasn't a lot of time for people to think about starting up that scale from our announcement to the release of the models, whereas with 009 there was a several year period between announcement and the models hitting the shelves. So I think it will take a little bit longer for the full picture of NG7 to come clear to us, but if people like yourselves are seeing more interest in sales of your own products, then clearly people are engaging in that scale, so that's great news for everyone.
It's almost like someone flicked a switch.
Okay.
And the 7mm narrow gauge is like people just waiting to jump on it. And also a lot of people with 009 are doing crossovers with 009 and 00 layouts where they have the two together.
The beauty of it is you don't have to start a new layout. You can add to a 00 layout, or with NG7 you can add to a 7mm layout. So you don't have to necessarily start a new project, which is a nice way to try something new without ripping everything up that you've already got.
You've got a free outlet, if you like. So, is there anything you would like to put out there, and anything you'd like to point out or bring out?
Well, just remind people that we do our quarterly announcements, the British Railway announcements. It's the one-stop shop to see all of our new products. And get the details that people want, such as prices, availability, and specific livery or variant details. All of that information goes straight onto our website as well, so if you're ever wondering, I wonder if that's got certain head codes or what the run number is for that, all that information is on our website, so tune into the British Railway announcements. The next one's the 6th of November, and then we'll have lots more goodies to share with you all in the coming months and years.
It's that coach. I should remember that from last time. I'll change it. It's that trailing. Yeah, it's picked that point. It's trying to go on the other track.
This is
and then
Oh, that's what it's. Oh, no, I can't because I need two.
yeah, that one.
But if I put it on this or put it on where you're behind that, when you do a system, I do
Fully up, because obviously DMU. And then, well, yeah, but I also generally will back little parts of DMU and a couple of amps behind and bits and bobs like that.
Adrian is admiring your layout. Thank you. The rail.
so I've got to get this on for the YouTube channel. So did you say 5 years?
5 years, yeah, 5 years to build.
So
1,000 trees and a lot of imagination.
So how long has it been? I'd never say completed.
Well, I started, I had Bear Creek 1 originally from 2005 to 2010. That did over 20 shows, including in Utrecht, in Holland. And then when that retired, itchy fingers to build another one, Bear Creek 2. And started building this in 2010, immediately after I'd retired number 1. And it first went on the circuit in 2015. 5 years to build, and it's been going ever since, really.
And the inspiration is Colorado?
Yes, absolutely. Colorado, the many railroads there, not just the Rio Grande, although that is obviously the most popular, also Colorado and Southern, and Colorado Midland, which was a very famous standard gauge. Looking at the layout, as you can see, it's on 3 levels, which isn't really typical, but I just like mountain railroading. Mountains is it, with the colours, the grades. I believe in 3-dimensional. Everything has to be, the world isn't flat.
Yeah.
So don't just have flat baseboards, build a 3rd dimension into it.
It's absolutely fantastic. Thank you for talking to us.
Thanks ever so much. Pop a link on, and if you do it.
This puts back on. Yeah, I'm trying to track back where it is. You think it's that joint? Yeah. You need to watch it and make it like up. It's that standard gauge. Yeah. Yeah, the camera's gone. Because when you're not breaking the solder joint, you just want to take the peak off it. I was just going to get the soldering line and just but that really how you think you might break it. Yeah, I would say, because run a file over the top of it and take a bit of solder off it. Yeah, I'm just setting up for the hope that do you running 2 lots, yeah. Or do you just have the one set? They have a lot set. I think before we get too much weight, we will verify and get up there.
Well done, John. Yeah. Right, left, fly. Let's go. 343 is coming. 30 seconds,
Still there.
Yes. Oh, because I normally put standard gauge when I was broke. Did he do a good job? He just did a good job. Oh, thank you. I want to pass off that. Well, I couldn't find anything else that's your there.
It's one of them projects that is on a to-do list. A bit like your Eastern Coal Road, Don, waiting for weathering.
So I'll just put it in there for now. That's derailed.